Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to list 5 facts about Netflix's Blonde Marilyn Monroe Biopic. Let's get right into it. Marilyn Monroe was the most famous actress of all time. The blonde beauty is one of the most famous and recognizable movie stars in history. Much has been written and said about Marilyn, but few films have managed to capture her dynamic brilliance. However, that will change with Blonde, Andrew Dominik's audacious adaptation of Joyce Carol Oates' acclaimed 1999 novel. Here's what we know about Andrew Dominik's latest feature. Blonde is based on the best-selling novel by Joyce Carol Oates, who called an early cut brilliant and utterly feminist. Blonde by Joyce Carol Oates was a finalist for the Pulitzer Prize and National Book Award when it was published 2 decades ago. Though it does not claim to be a factually accurate account of Marilyn Monroe's life, the award-nominated author has pierced bits and pieces of Monroe's true story into an expansive novel filled with lyrical intuition. Certainly, the novel left an impression on writer-director Andrew Dominik, who has worked tirelessly to bring the dramatized reimagining of one of Hollywood's most iconic figures to the big screen. Fortunately, Oates had nothing but positive things to say about a rough cut she saw last year. Joyce Carol Oates praised Andrew Dominik's upcoming adaptation on Twitter, describing it as startling, brilliant, very disturbing, and perhaps most surprisingly, an utterly feminist interpretation. The author noted that she's not sure that any male director has ever achieved anything like this. Moreover, Jamie Lee Curtis, the daughter of Tony Curtis, also saw an early cut and hailed, "Anna was completely gone. She was Marilyn." Blonde has been a decade-long passion project for acclaimed filmmaker Andrew Dominik. Since his debut with the exhilarating Chopper in 2000, writer and director Andrew Dominik has expressed a strong desire to adapt Joyce Carol Oates' Blonde. While Dominik's subsequent films, such as The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford, Killing Them Softly, and One More Time with Feeling, were critical successes, this passion project remained unrealized until now. Andrew Dominik's vision will be realized thanks to Netflix deep pockets, and he has high hopes, to say the least. He even told Collider that he believes it is one of the 10 best movies ever made. It has taken 22 years, but the film is finally nearing completion. Andrew said, "It's a film about the human condition. It tells the story of how a childhood trauma shapes an adult who's split between a public and a private self. It's basically the story of every human being, but it's using a certain sense of occasion that we have with something very familiar, just through media exposure." He then added, "It takes all of those things and turns the meanings of them inside out, according to how she feels, which is basically how we live. It's how we all operate in the world. It just seems to me to be very resonant. I think the project has got a lot of really exciting possibilities in terms of what can be done cinematically." Blonde is produced by Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt has been a key figure in Andrew Dominik's filmmaking career, having produced and starred in The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford in 2007 and Killing Them Softly in 2012. Pitt will now work again with the acclaimed director, albeit behind the camera this time. Indeed, the Oscar-winning actor is one of the producers behind this sure-to-be daring retelling of Marilyn Monroe's life story, and he was instrumental in getting the film made. Hopefully, their latest collaboration will be as successful as their previous ones. Netflix's Blonde explores Marilyn Monroe as a central figure in a fairy tale, according to Andrew Dominik. Andrew Dominik's Blonde deviates from the facts when it comes to Marilyn Monroe's tragic life. While that decision is likely to divide audiences, the filmmaker has made it clear over the years that he wants his film to be seen as a glitzy fairy tale, an exploration into the wonders and woes that come with being such a singular, spellbinding success. As the director explained to Screen Daily 10 years ago, Marilyn Monroe embodies all the injustices visited upon the feminine, and he sees her as a Cinderella co-signed to live among the ashes. Suffice it to say, Andrew Dominik has big plans for this dramatic adaptation, and he's only given us a taste of what we can expect. Will the finished product live up to all of those lofty expectations? We'll see what happens. This is a bold reimagining of the private life of one of the world's most famous silver screen icons. In Hollywood, reality and legend frequently mix. It's difficult to tell what's real and what's made up in the private lives of the rich and famous. In some ways, the ambiguity adds to the appeal. Marilyn Monroe's legacy is defined by her great accomplishments, as well as her melancholy mysteries. We may never truly know the full story of one of the most well-known people in history. Blonde by Joyce Carol Oates was not intended to be a biography in that sense. Similarly, while technically a biopic, this film will also be an interpretive reimagining of this silver screen icon. It's more about capturing emotional honesty than complete factual accuracy. That's it for today. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you never miss out on any future content we'll produce for you guys. We're signing off now, but we'll be sure to catch you all in the next one.